minutes for people to see it on their
For sure.
YouTubes and Twitters and stuff.
Absolutely. Defensive question's the only thing I don't know if I could answer because I don't play your scoring format. So,
Oh, I mean, and that's the thing though. Everybody's scoring format's a little different. So
yeah.
it's good to have one as like a baseline, I think. But even on offense, people are playing in these crazy leagues anymore.
That's true.
Like these tight end premiums. Oh, everybody's freaking out. Kyle Pitts got a touchdown. I told you. Told you. Told me what? He's going to score an NFL touchdown?
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so. You're totally right.
Guys, gals, welcome into the live stream week 5. If you're joining us now, I got my man Alex here, Caruso. He's got an awesome podcast. Go check it out. It's Fantasy Fresh. How you doing, man?
Fantasy Fresh is the Fresh Fantasy Podcast.
Is it? Okay. I mean, that's like a double F. Fresh Fantasy, Fantasy Fresh. You need to get them both trademarked and get them all set up. So.
For sure. No, but I appreciate you having me. Great to be on. Big fan of yours, and I'm excited to be here today to help out.
Yeah, doing some start sit or just talking about the news, how the week's going. Yeah, this IDP channel, but obviously we answer other questions too every week. Looks like we got one right here. Champagne problem said, and you start sit one of these guys. I have Roquan, Warner, Logan Wilson, and Micah Parsons. I'm leaning towards benching Logan because of Green Bay, fewer tackle opportunities and other matchups. Ooh. All right, so this is actually a pretty tough IDP question because that's quite a stacked setup right there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit Logan Wilson, though, my guy. You have to keep Logan Wilson in. He's crushing this year. He's got like the second or third most tackles in the league. He's got a bunch of impact plays, like 3 interceptions, and it's just carrying over from last year as well. So if I had to sit one of those guys for an IDP game, I would be sitting Fred Warner probably. Micah Parsons should be set up to get a ton of snaps now that Jalen Smith's gone, so you don't want to sit him. Roquan Smith is like the number 1 linebacker. You don't want to sit him. Logan Wilson's like the number 3 or 4 linebacker. So, agreed?
100%. No, I mean, Logan, like you said, Logan Wilson, the guy that I have a couple of my IDP teams, he's a guy that you cannot be sit with how hot he's been, especially the last 2 weeks. He's a guy you can't sit. I wouldn't mind. Warner's fine. Micah Parsons is also a guy I'd consider because we don't know if he'll play 100% of the snaps at middle linebacker now. I mean, I know that Jalen Smith's gone. He's more likely to take it, but we've still seen him play on the defensive line a lot. Good results there, obviously, but in a tackle-heavy league, I wouldn't mind sitting him. But, yeah, I think Warner's the move as well. But I don't – as long as it's Warner or Parsons and not Roquan or Logan, I'm with it.
Yeah, exactly. You can't sit those two. They're too hot. We're like, this is week 5. They're the top guys. They're both top 5 linebackers, So hopefully that helps you out, David. What's up, Rugaroo?
I love that.
Bonjour, mise. I think that's how I say it properly. Laws Bonteps. What up?
It's been too many years. I would have known what that meant like 2 years ago when I was in high school and we did all those because I recognize the words, but I clearly don't remember any French.
I don't know any French either.
I butchered
that. Can we trust Kenny Young going forward? He sucked at coverage and played between running gaps on Thursday. Bro, I mean, this is the story of the Rams linebackers. Somebody's going to do really well or just okay, and somebody's probably going to let you down, and it'll probably be the guy you don't play. So, like, I try to avoid. Like, I think I have Troy Reader on a team. I don't have Kenny Young anywhere, I don't think. Like, there's going to be value here. I just don't know who to tell you to start, Can we trust him going forward? No, probably not. It sucks. I wish there was something else I could say about that, but it's just week after week, it's just a different story, it seems like.
Yeah, I have a little bit of insight. I heard this is probably 2 months ago now. I heard from a guy named Jordan Rains himself, and I was asking him if I thought of him as a good sleeper, and he said, "Don't believe the Kenny Young hype. He's never done it. He's not going to do it this year. Don't believe in him. Go for Troy Reader. Go for what's the Micah Kaiser. He's like, don't believe the Troy Reader hype. It might last for 1 to 2 weeks, but it's not going to last the whole season. So I'd probably stick with that advice at this point, heading into week 5, and we're already seeing his snaps go down.
Woo! Wow, that Jordan Reigns guy, he sounds crazy.
Yeah, he sounds like a wild guy. Good guy though.
Let the good times roll, Appreciate. Hey, they did. They figured it out. Nice. We trusting Anthony Walker first game back or sticking with Joker? I think both. I have Joker in the lineups of the leagues that I have him, and I have Anthony Walker in the lineups in the leagues that I have him as well. So I'm not thinking that either of them are really going to like come through with linebacker 1 or even 2 numbers, but I mean, I'm not starting either of them as my linebacker 1 or 2. So I think that really comes to, what kind of team you're looking at. Oh, that's old Billy. Oh, Billy, we miss you, bud. That's usually who's on here sidekicking with me. What do you think?
But those guys,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that trusting Walker is tough for me in the first game back. I think he'll get the role, but Joker's a guy I'm going to stick with. Again, he's been looked unreal every single play I've seen him play. And I think as we've seen with rookies, whether it's wide receivers or linebackers, similarly, they start to play more and more and more as the season goes on.
Yeah.
And Joker has given them every single reason in the world to keep giving him more snaps. And we've seen his snaps trending up, I think, just about every week. I know it's only about 50% at this point, but the fact that it's going up and the fact that we're a quarter of the way through the season, I think bodes well for him going forward because, I mean, you've watched the Cleveland linebackers the last couple of years. I don't think they've been anything super special. And if Joker can continue to play how he's played, I mean, they haven't had anyone else to really get the job done. So I'd be definitely leaning on him if I was them. But, football and how the head coaches see it is definitely a little bit than we see it. So I would hope they would give him the role, but I would bank on the talent at least because we know what this guy can do.
Fair. Yeah, and I mean, he's been producing, like you said, 50% around that area of snaps. So again, you're not playing either of them probably as a linebacker 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But you're probably still going to find a way to play them. All right, how much upside do Derrick Barnes and Willie Gay have going forward? Barnes probably a decent bit. Willie Gay, I don't know. I mean, I don't really mess with the Chiefs linebackers. I mean, I have Nick Bolton on a roster too, but he's like on taxi squad, and it's kind of the same situation with Willie Gay. I don't want to start them. I'm not trying to start them. I'm not trying to make them things. I'm watching, maybe something happens, but I'm not really a big fan of, there's just not any real production there. That's just the facts. Derrick Barnes, a little more upside because he just came into the league, so we'll see kind of what happens there. And they did just get rid of Jamie Collins, so
I think you're underrating Derrick Barnes.
Am I?
I think so. I think
right.
so. I heard nothing but really great things before the season about what his mentality is and what they thought of him and everything like that. And I think last week he only played like 30% of the snaps. But I think he had like five or six tackles. I mean, in those 30% of the snaps, he's a guy that Dan Campbell's talked up a lot, that we really like this guy. They have no reason to play any veterans, hence why they got rid of Jamie Collins. Let the young guys go because this team is obviously rebuilding. And I've read nothing but really good things about Derrick Barnes, the player that he is. He's already a leader among the defense as a rookie already. I mean, I think he's a guy that has a lot of upside if he ends up getting the full snaps. Willie Gay, I'm with you. They have other guys like Hitchens, Nick Bolton. I don't think any of them are ever going to really stick out, so I'd be a little scared. But I love the upside with Willie Gay. I mean, like what the player could be with the physical specimen that he is. But Derrick Barnes, the guy I think has a lot more upside.
Nice. All right, I'm with it. Silverback. Hey guys, just would you consider trading Jamal Adams or is it too early? I mean, I would consider trading him, yeah, depending on what your team needs. You're probably getting similar-ish defensive back production from other guys on your team right now. Maybe they don't have the same kind of spike kind of upside, but he still is a big name and he is kind of starting slow. So if you want to try to move him for roster security or an improved starting spot somewhere else, I mean, you should always be open to that, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you, but is his value as low as it's going to get so far this season? I mean, he had one really good game, but like two. I mean, his games haven't been.
They haven't popped.
One S. So like, I don't think his value will be as high as if you keep him right now and then he goes off next week. Then his trade value will go up immensely because he's Jamal Adams. I think right now, after a dud week, it's the lowest his value is going to be because it's a dud week. Because people are worried about it. I'd wait till he has at least a good week to pop off a little bit. But like you said, trades are so relative because again, if someone gives you an offer of what he should be going for, you can take it. But I think more times than not right now, his value is not going to be as high as it could be in a trade.
Yeah, probably not going to get what you really want for him. And if you just play him, keep playing him, eventually you're going to catch,
Yep.
that big game or those couple of big games you're waiting for. So just be patient. You drafted him to be that guy. I think by the end of the season, he's still going to be a top 10 defensive back, which is what you want. Rougarou, with Peppers out, I'm left with Buddha and Minka. Eric Rowe. I didn't see the question, my guy. So, maybe he's trying to decide of who to play between those guys. But I mean, I would play Buddha, then Minka, then Eric Rowe in that order.
I'm with you.
I have Buddha as my number one guy this week, ahead of Jamal Adams, although Jamal Adams already played. But
he needs to.
Buddha's due a pretty big game, I think, against the Niners. They're probably going to try to run a lot, to try to protect Lance to a degree. I should give Buddha plenty of opportunities to make some tackles. And with George Kittle's not playing, right? So, or he was doubtful, or he's on IR. So, I think they're going to probably going to do some more close to the line of scrimmage stuff, whatever. And I think that's kind of where Buddha excels. So I could see him having a big week. All right, needs 2 of Buddha, Minka, and Eric Rowe. I would go Buddha and Minka.
Yep, I'm with you. Definitely.
All right, David Tan on YouTube says, how does the Patriots re-signing Collins affect Duggar production? I mean, I don't really know, honestly. It's 2 different positions. I mean, it's probably going to be more affecting the linebackers, Juwan Bentley and Hightower than it is Duggar. But I just kind of, at this point, I'm just kind of trying to avoid Patriots players, offense, defense, the whole gamut.
I agree. I think it does have an impact. I mean, I think because already it's something I'd be avoiding. But again, from someone that's watched Jamie Collins and from someone that's looking where they're aligning Kyle Duggar has played almost like well over 50% of the snaps in the box. And my time watching the Patriots growing up, Jamie Collins always in the box. He's always up there. And I think, like you said, with linebackers and stuff like that, they've been using Kyle Duggar as a hybrid linebacker type player, similar to how they used Adrian Phillips a lot last year. And I think that, is it going to be the first week right away, all of a sudden Kyle Duggar can't play anymore because Jamie Collins is there? No. But I think when you're already trying to avoid this backfield of linebackers and everything like that, I don't think Jamie Collins helps at all. And I'd be a little bit more worried for Kyle Duggar, especially because it's not like Kyle Duggar has been otherworldly so far. So I think that Jamie Collins coming in, and a guy that's always played well, and he's played in his 3rd stint in New England, I'd definitely be a little bit worried for Kyle Duggar, at least in the coming weeks.
Yep. Fair. Could be good for Collins, though. I mean, he wasn't doing anything with the Lions. So verdict on Chris Jones is, I mean, he is kind of what he is at this point. They're just not getting any sort of pressure. The Chiefs aren't really. I mean, he's got 4 quarterback hits on the season. We're rolling into week 5. That's 1 a week. That's not great, 2 sacks. Only 7 tackles, no real auxiliary stats to speak of. I don't know. The whole Chiefs defense has been bad for so long. Even with the Super Bowl win, that defense was supposedly good, but it wasn't. I mean, it was like basically the same defense we have now. We just fought through everything. So that's the verdict on Chris Jones. DOA. Got some inactives coming out here in about 10 to 15 minutes, so we should have a slew of questions coming in around that for starts.
We just got our first one. Courtland Sutton's playing today. Looked really good in warm-ups.
All right, Courtland Sutton, start him if you got him. I don't have him. I'm not a Courtland Sutton believer.
Not at all. He's had every opportunity in the world with Judy out for now. And he has not shown any, besides that one game against the Jets where he had a lot of yards, he's done nothing. And the fact that someone as talented as Jerry Judy's out and a 25% roughly target share is out, and you're still doing absolutely nothing is not good. I mean, I've said from the beginning, I thought that he's looked really gimpy coming off the ACL thing. He has not looked 100%. Maybe he'll get better over the course of the season, but the fact that Judy's coming back in 2-3 weeks and he's done nothing to give Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock, if he came in, any confidence, I'm not it. Courtland Sutton is just not it right now. Tim Patrick's not it. These have been these guys' opportunity to show up and show out with Judy out, and I don't think either of them have done that really at all.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, Courtland Sutton has always been a more of a somebody that gets a lot more wind in his sails than he probably deserves. I mean, he's like a wide receiver 3 flex. Like that's kind of what I'll always view him as. So, but okay, we got a question here from Vade 134, RB2 and flex. All right, so got to pick one of each out of these 4 guys: James Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Chase Edmonds, and Kareem Hunt. I'll go first. I'm going to take Robinson here because I think that he's just kind of commanding enough of the share of everything, even though that offense is not great and there's probably not a lot of touchdown equity. What little touchdown equity there is, a lot of it belongs to James Robinson. So I'm locking him in, and I'm going to lock in Kareem Hunt here. I just love the upside he presents. He's always like, yeah, he doesn't always get the workload, but he's, in my opinion, he might be the best overall running back in the NFL, as crazy as it is. Just when you watch Kareem Hunt play, when he runs, when he does everything that you want. He breaks tackles. He can run between the tackles. He can get outside. He can catch passes. He can break big runs. I mean, he can be a goal line back. Like we're quick to forget why he is where he is and why he's not just kind of like the RB1 in the league because of his whole like shit that went down. But whatever. Antonio Gibson's kind of gimping. Chase Edmonds is another one of these guys that gets a lot of wind in his sails, and he's going to have this big break someday. I mean, we're in week 4. I mean, he's hovering in that RB2 production, but I'm going to take the upside of Kareem Hunt, and I'm going to take the solid play of James Robinson. That's me. What do you think about these guys?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna take a little bit of a different route. I think James Robinson absolutely the play. Antonio Gibson absolutely not the play. Especially when he has not had more than 2+ targets since week 1. That is concerning already. He's playing on a stress fracture in his shin, which doesn't hurt, but they've said they're managing his workload. They're playing a Saints team that's given up. They've given up a 100-yard rusher in one game in the last 57 games, I think, and it was Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders in the same game. 57. That's over 3 seasons.
That's
and
crazy.
they've only given up one 100-yard game, and it was in the same game to 2 different players. So I don't like that, obviously, but I'm going with Chase Edmonds this week. If you need upside and you're playing a really good team right now in this week for whoever this is, and you're like, I need a lot of points, go Kareem Hunt, go the upside. But if you're in a league where it's looking 50-50 in the projections right now, I'm going with Chase Edmonds. I mean, in half PPR leagues, he's had double-digit points all 4 games so far. He's had an average of, I think, 17.5 touches over the last 2 weeks, which has been fantastic. He's had at least 4 targets in every single game so far. He's getting the work, but he also has a ton of upside. And he's playing one of the better matchups that you can have in the league right now, playing the 49ers, who have not been great against the run. I think the Chargers are a really good matchup for Kareem Hunt. But if you need the safety, I'm going Chase Edmonds because he is the RB1. And again, James Conner is just not it. And we've seen Chase Edmonds get some red zone and some goal line carries. Obviously, James Conner has gotten the majority of them, but I'm going to ride Chase Edmonds because I think he's a really, really good player. And the last thing I will say is I had Matt Kelly, the Podfather, on a live stream the other day on TikTok, and he said that Chase Edmonds is his biggest buy low in all of fantasy football right now. And he made a very convincing case, especially for me as someone that is not a Chase Edmonds fan at all. He made a very convincing argument for Chase Edmonds, so he's definitely someone I'm willing to buy and someone I would start this week.
Woo! All right, there you go. We got a split ticket here, so we know James Robinson's getting locked in. Vade, I'm interested to see who you side with here on the Kareem Hunt or the Chase Edmonds, assuming you don't go rogue and take Gibson. So Rougarou coming back in. I'm playing Russo, Hargrave, and holding my breath with Yannick. Yeah, man. I mean, Yannick is he's so close to getting all these plays, but hasn't come to fruition yet this year. Hargrave is he's a stone cold lock. He's having a great year. He had a great year two or 3 years ago when he was with the Steelers. I'm kind of bummed they let him go, especially to go to the Eagles. But I mean, that's life. What are you gonna do? But yeah, what we got here? Talk about Jayon Brown. Is he droppable? I don't know if he's completely droppable, but he's really, really, really close. It's funny because if you go back through the annals of IDP history, he's kind of been a fun topic the last 2 years as compared to Rashad Evans, who everyone says sucked, and that Jayon Brown was so much better, and that eventually Rashaan Evans would just get kicked to the curb. And here we are now later. It looks like Jayon Brown's the guy who's just kind of lost his job. Can't stay healthy, losing playing time to rookies and other guys. So is he droppable? Probably. In redraft, you probably do have better options than him. In Dynasty, I'm still going to hold because he's a young linebacker and he has a proven coverage ability, which will keep him relevant in the NFL for a few more years at least. So have any hot takes on that one?
I'm with you. I think you said a lot of good things. I've read some good things about David Long. He's played well again, like you said. Jayon Brown is a young linebacker. He's obviously put up some solid numbers before. I wouldn't be dropping him just yet, especially in dynasty leagues. But redraft, he's pretty dang close because I'm a fan of David Long, and at least this year for Jayon Brown, it does not look like it's it, especially when he's already been struggling with injuries early in the season.
Yeah, it sucks, but yeah, he's close to droppable, my guy. All right, here we go with Billy coming in, spreading his garbage. Sutton is a great buy low in the season. Can't see his being a QB situation going to next season. Man, the Courtland Sutton stands, man. They're out there.
I believe in Sutton in general, just not this year coming off the ACL.
I'm just more attacking Billy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I love you, Billy. All right, we got Michael Kirsch on here. He says, I need to start 2. Micah Parsons, Devondre Campbell, Zach Wilson. Which 2 would you go with today? Woo, this is an interesting one. I'm going to lock in Parsons for sure. I love the new, I think even though we have questions, I think that he's proven that he can get points and he plays equity snaps. He rushes the passer, even if he's not just on the edge. So I'm playing him. It's interesting with Devondre Campbell and Zach Cunningham. Zach Cunningham's been kind of in and out of the lineup. He had COVID, I think, was his situation, or was it a neck injury last week? Something was up with him last week. I forgot exactly what it was. And then Campbell has Jalen Smith coming into town. I think I'm going to go with Zach Cunningham here, just because I foresee the Patriots probably running a lot. You know what I mean? And that Zach Cunningham, if he's nothing else, he's a great tackler. So that's what I'm going to go. What are you thinking?
I don't have it. Parsons is the definite lock in here for me, but I don't know enough about Cunningham or Campbell. I'd just be talking out of my ass if I tried to give an answer.
Hey, it's all good. All right, I'm going with Edmonds. All right, he's taking your advice. He's going with Edmonds. Well, when you lose,
you won't have it back on the stream again.
No, shit. We win together, we lose together. That's how we ride around here. All right, and mostly we win. So Bozo Bob Wart 333 on the YouTube with the Texas A&M picture here. We got, because of Gibson's injury, should I consider starting McKissick because of less volume, or Gibson? Also a flex, should I start Latavius Murray, AJ Green, or McKissick? Standard scoring.
Gibson. Again, if you're starting McKissick and it's not PPR, that's very sketchy. Gibson has to be the guy in standard scoring. If McKissick isn't getting points for passes, that's a pretty no-brainer argument. Because unless he gets in the end zone, it's just not really going to happen for him.
Agreed. And if I'm going to flex, it would be between McKissick or AJ Green for me, though.
I agree.
Yeah, but the standard scoring, I don't know. Just even thinking standard scoring messes with my brain. Sup, guys? Von Miller or Jason Pierre-Paul at the linebacker position? I'm going to go with Von Miller just because Jason Pierre-Paul is coming off the injury. I'm just going to play it safe. It's week 5. I don't want to get cute. I don't want to be goofy. I don't want to do anything ignorant. You know what I mean? And Von Miller's been good. He's been very good. And who's Denver play again this week? It's a pretty good matchup, I believe.
The Steelers.
Yeah, Big Ben's a mess right now. That guy is so shook. So give me Vaughn.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad. Oh man, what we got here? I got my first super chat on the channel. What up, Shane?
Oh.
Woo, 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 woo. living good. You have to come back now again, Alex, because apparently the people love you. They're throwing money at you over here. Appreciate it, Shane. He says, how do you feel about Chuck Clark this week, and who's our boom bust of the week for IDP? All right, well, Chuck Clark, I kind of cannot say enough good things about Chuck Clark. He's been playing lights out this season. He's been doing everything that we've kind of wanted him to do. He's won me weeks. You know what I mean? Like that's what you want from the safety position, that defensive back position, guys who can pop. Because if they're playing all the snaps, it's just kind of, can they actually get home? He plays in a system that allows him to do that. So, I mean, he's always in every week on my teams. Unless there's some sort of injury concern. But as far as I know, it's pretty much just Deshaun Elliott who's kind of been dealing with the concussion issues for them. You have any strong thoughts on Chuck Clark? Especially against Indy this week. I mean, this is going to be a bloodbath. He's going to score a lot of points.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a good boom bust, but Chuck Clark is a guy that we have seen just ring the bell the last couple of years. Because I thought last year, I thought he played really well for what people expected him to. I thought he kind of broke out a little bit last year, and then him getting the green dot this year and seeing him make the plays that he's already made. I mean, this guy is just getting better and better and better. And I think he's in, like you said, a unique defense that really allows him to get home and make some big plays. I love me some Chuck Clark. I love what he's doing, and I hope he continues to do it because I think he's looked pretty special this year. So hopefully he'll continue that because I'm a big Chuck Clark fan.
Yeah. So we got boom and bust. I mean, I got Chase Young down at 16 this week. I put a video up on the channel. This is going to come back to bite me in the ass. I'm going to say this right now, but he's my bust of the week. He just has not put up the numbers that you want from a guy that you probably drafted way too early. You're feeling like that now, especially in redraft. So Chase Young will be my bust of the week. He goes up against New Orleans. Not that they're like great or anything, but I think they're going to find ways to keep their guys upright this week. And then as far as a boom for the week, who's a good boom candidate that's a little bit lower? I'm going to look at my linebackers, see who I have a little bit low this week. All right, Harold Landry. I got him at 24. I believe last week he finished as linebacker 3 or 4. Wouldn't shock me if he comes back, has another great week. This week plays Jacksonville. That's a plus matchups, gets all the snaps. And he's grading out this year. He's finally got the stamp of approval from PFF that he's good. So the last 3 years when he's been a completely washed up piece of crap and everybody hated him, doing the exact same thing this year on paper in the box score, but now he's actually good. So what are you going to do? So that's going to be my guy. I got him at 24 this week. Wouldn't shock me if he threw up another top 10 performance in the linebacker category. So if you're on Sleeper, you get to play him as a DL, though, which is fun. Always fun. Appreciate that, Shane. It means a lot. All right, we got Josh Speyer in here. He says, God morning. Oh, whoa, coming in with the God. Okay. Can we talk a bit about the outrageous numbers for Joseph Day? Excuse me. Is this sustainable long-term in Dynasty, or is this what happens when you sit next to Aaron Donald? It really is that. That is a good part of it. He hasn't really been a guy to put up outrageous numbers throughout his career. And if I'm not mistaken, he's a little bit older, right? He come over from the who was it? The Bears, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna double check that. But 13 solos, I mean, that's good from any lineman to get this far in the year. That's about 4 a week. So yeah, he's got a good floor. He wears the number 69. That gets a plus. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. You think Mixon will play today?
He's active. Breaking news, Dalvin Cook is inactive for today after he's been expected to play all week.
What? Dalvin Cook inactive. Rush to your waiver wires. Pick up. Wait, I don't know.
Madison.
You should already have Madison. All right, I got to slide Madison. All right, we're about actionable, reputable content. So I don't know about my man Alex here, but I'm about to be sliding in Alex Madison. And I'm going to be sliding out Dalvin Cook live on air, making adjustments, winning your fantasy football leagues for 2021.
Absolutely.
This is how we roll. Man, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
He's hurt a lot of teams this year. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but I mean, injuries do suck. But it's like man, like sometimes when you get these guys so early, like him and CMC, and like they're just gone, it can hurt. It hamstrings your team so much. Hamstrings, but I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, TJ Hawkinson officially active. Courtland Sutton is officially active. TJ Hawkinson officially active. Antonio Gibson and Curtis Samuel both active for today. Some news rolling in little by little from fantasy life. That's one thing I would love to. I don't know if you ever advertise it much on the. They're not a sponsor or anything for me, but fantasy life and especially my sports update on Twitter. Two of the best in the business for getting your news as fast as humanly possible. I mean, I can't imagine how many leagues I've probably won at this point just because of getting to news faster than other people. At this point, from Fantasy Life and My Sports Update. If you don't follow them or you don't use those as fantasy tools, I would highly recommend it. Especially on the offensive side, they're always right up to date with who's active, inactive, all of it. It's huge.
Nice. Looks like De'Ami Brown is inactive, or did we already know that was going to be happening?
Yeah, he's already ruled out Friday, I think.
Gotcha. Man, you are on this stuff, bruh.
Hey, we try. I always got to be on top of it.
I know, right?
Maybe that just means I don't have a life at this point. If I always know.
You do have life. This is your life. This is your life.
It totally is. It's the biggest hobby. So always with it.
It's a good hobby to have.
Hey, you said it.
I got a couple more questions coming in. Mike Williams, T. Higgins, or Shenault. Choose one to start at wide receiver. So you only get one. Here's my thing with Mike Williams. I feel like we're quick to just start talking about benching Mike Williams, which seems like crazy talk. He gets Cleveland, and I know the talk of the town is that Cleveland's defense is so good, and they're shutting people down, and Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams, blah, 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 blah. We get it. But, like, Tyreek took him to the cleaners week 1. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, I think they're going to be able to take this team to the cleaners. I mean, this is Justin Herbert. Like, he has ascended. You know what I mean? Like, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, like, these guys just, them and their people, they're all up here now. Okay? So, if your defense is good and it just started getting good like a game or two ago, that's cute. Like, that's fun against the middle of the pack. They're up here. So I think Mike Williams is the guy I'm playing here.
Yeah, I would agree, but I'm hesitant. I think you have to play Mike Williams because of how good he's been. I think that's where I'm at more than this being a Mike Williams week. This is a great week for Keenan Allen. I think the Browns play primarily cover 4 and cover 6, and Keenan Allen's one of his most successful coverages that he's great against is cover 4 and cover 6 specifically, especially in the slot where they have Troy Hill going, and Troy Hill has not been as good as he's been in the past so far in the slot. So I think this is a Keenan Allen week, especially because he's averaging the 3rd or 4th most targets in the league right now. But again, you have to play Mike Williams because out of necessity because he's so good. I think if Joe Mixon was inactive, I'd be a little bit more happy to go with T. Higgins because I think they're going to be very pass heavy. Jair Alexander is out, and the Bengals are an underdog in this game. I expect him to throw a lot. T. Higgins is also someone that I'd be very excited to play as well. But Shenault's not a bad play either. He's playing the Tennessee Titans, who have given up the single most fantasy points to the slot this season in the entire NFL. 3 good plays this week, but I think because of how good Mike Williams has been, his upside, the player that he is and he's turned into, I think he has to be the play. But I mean, I think Shenault and Higgins are great plays. If you're too scared of Mike Williams, those guys are fine, but Mike Williams would be the play because of how good he's been. And I think it's just getting a little too cute sitting him, but I think you have 2 other great options to play.
Wow. That was an excellent and articulate answer, and I agree wholeheartedly. That's what I would do. I don't think there's really a wrong answer in that group, but Mike Williams is kind of like you said, we're quick to jump off, even though things may not be absolutely perfect. Like he's kind of getting there. So
exactly.
We got another one on YouTube from Cha Mau. Cole Holcomb, safe to play. He's questionable with the shoulder. I mean, if he's active, I'm playing him, yes. But you gotta watch, I guess, right up to game time. They haven't. I don't think they've said yet if he's active or inactive. I think he is active. Yeah, he's active. So yeah, I'm playing him. You know, if he's one of the leading tacklers in the league right now. He's been playing really well. PFF loved him last year. I'm not sure where they stand on him this year as far as their grades, but he's underrated just in a general sense. So I play Cole Holcomb. Hey, fellas, great show as always. Appreciate it. Pick 1, CB need help, or I need CB help. Pick 2. All right. Teron Johnson, CJ Henderson, Jackrabbit, and big ups to Billy last week for the Sneed save. Yay, Billy, you hear that? Are you still out there listening? Someone just gave you a little love. All right. What we got here? I'm definitely locking in Teron Johnson.
Yeah.
Henderson, he gets to play the for play. He
Eagles.
doesn't play for Jacksonville anymore. He just got traded, right?
Playing the Eagles is on the Panthers. This is like the second week with the team.
Yeah, that makes me a little bit iffy on if I want to play him or not.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Jackrabbit at that point. I mean, they target Jackrabbit relentlessly over a guy that's playing his second week with a new team.
Agreed. Man, I forgot we got all these fun little sound effects and buttons over here. I need to start playing with those more. Do you think Chris Jones will play today? I don't know. I mean, that's a long ways off. That's tonight. So I would have a backup plan ready.
I would too.
You might be able to pick up a Bills defensive lineman. One of them might be sitting out there somewhere. You might want to pivot to whoever is his immediate backup. I'm not sure who that is right now, but I'm not really a big fan of Chiefs defenders right now.
Absolutely. We have some pretty interesting news.
Daniel Sorensen. Daniel Sorensen's a great IDP player. He sucks at real football, but IDP-wise, he's a killer. Dirty Dan Sorensen.
We had some pretty interesting news that just came out that I think is very relevant that I think a lot of people are going to overlook today. In DFS, for those who play it, but I think also in regular fantasy football, Devontae Parker is out for the Dolphins. And I think that is very huge for someone like Jalen Waddle this week. Without Will Fuller, without Devontae Parker playing against the team that's given up the single most fantasy points to wide receivers this season, Jalen Waddle will be the clear wide receiver one. But Mike Gesicki, if you have him on your teams, is an absolute must play. I read this last night that he's playing at outside wide receiver 96% of the time right now. And Tampa Bay has given up the single most points to outside wide receivers in the entire NFL right now. So the fact that he plays outside 96% of the snaps, no Parker, which means that he's going to be favored even more, especially against a Bucs team that has given up the fourth most points to tight ends in addition to giving those points to wide receivers. Mike Gesicki is going to break this week. I think he's going to have a huge week. They're going to have to air it out a lot against Tampa, but I think Jalen Waddle is also a very underrated play without Devontae Parker.
Nice. Gesicki in the lineups in your tight end premium leagues, y'all. Apparently he is going to blow up. I love that. Just going here and checking some of my lineups. I got Mike Gesicki in a couple of spots. Tight end this year is, I don't know. I think Robert Tonyan's due for a big game. He had the targets last week. He just didn't really do anything with them. I don't know how we got a tight end tangent, but
yeah.
Quincy's putting up numbers again.
Love to see it.
2 forced fumbles. Which one? Oh, Quincy, good. I have him starting in the league. I love me some Quincy. I told y'all that was my big. That was the number one waiver pickup this week in IDP for sure. Was Quincy Williams. Yeah, he's a beast. Dang. Big 6 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. You love to see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely love to see it.
Yep. All right, y'all, hit us with the rest of your questions. We got some time here. I know my man Alex has got a dip here in about 20 minutes. I may leave then. I may not. We'll see how the stream is rolling, but keep them coming in. Do I start Joe Mixon? Do I start Moxion? Josh Jacob? My guy, your fingers are all kinds of crazy right now. All right. Do I start Mixon, Josh Jacobs, or Damian Williams? It's crazy to say that your safest play of those three is probably Damian Williams.
By far. I'll take over on this one if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Yeah, so Mixon, definitely a guy that I would not be playing here. He is by far the worst option out of all this because we could see a similar a la Josh Jacobs in Monday Night Football last year where he was active, he was supposed to play, and then all of a sudden he doesn't do anything. They said it was a high ankle mechanism. He is clearly less than 100%. Beat reporters already said that if he plays, do not expect him to get anywhere near his full workload. He is by far the most dangerous. Josh Jacobs, obviously he's looking a little better after the injury. He should be a little healthier this week, but he's still playing the Bears, which are a bottom 5 matchup that are very, very tough for Josh Jacobs this week. And then you have Damian Williams, who should be the workhorse. Tariq Cohen is not back. David Montgomery is out. and they're playing the Raiders, who have given up the 7th most points to running backs so far this season. The last 6 games I read last night that Damian Williams has played, he's had at least 14 PPR points in 5 of the last 6 games that he started. I think this is going to be a big week for him, especially when they've relied on the run a little bit more with Justin Fields so far. Playing the Raiders that have not been good against the run. Damian Williams is the play this week. I think he's going to be a really good play, but if you don't want to go him, I would go Josh Jacobs.
Nice. Banger. Jeremy Wellburn says, I played Quincy over Bell in a DB spot. Nice. That's probably a little ballsy, but we knew Quincy could get it done, so it looks like he's getting it done today right now. Vade coming in again. Vade 134. YouTube says RB1, 2, and flex. We hit this one earlier, my guy.
Oh, he definitely has Dalvin Cook. He has Dalvin Cook, I'm guessing, because that's why he needs a third guy now.
Okay.
Oh, it's Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
Not Antonio Gibson. Simple as that.
Yeah, simple as that. Just don't play Gibson. Zach Moss or Antonio Gibson? Zach Moss.
Discount. He's literally discount Antonio Gibson right now.
He's playing better than people want to say, too.
Yep.
Dylan Harrison coming in from YouTube says, does Jordan Hicks keep the starting job all year? I would probably bank on it, yeah. I mean, he's not lost it yet. He's played well enough. He's had guys breathing down his neck the last 2 years, too, and he's still playing. He's still playing. So until he is actually off the team, this role is his to keep and have, I believe. So you can probably start him. I don't know if he was in my top 20 this week or not. You have to check the rankings on the site, but no, he was 22. But I mean, he's a rock solid linebacker too. So it's Bomber. I'm on my personal account. Gotcha. That makes sense. I knew that looked familiar. My guys. Got any more questions for us, y'all? Start sits. We can do any news related stuff, any dynasty. If you have any trade value questions, you can check out Alex's podcast. Follow him on TikTok. I know he's got a good content rolling out over there.
Every day.
What all you got coming up the rest of the season?
Me?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm doing two episodes a week. An episode out every Tuesday, every Friday. The Tuesday episode is usually a waiver wire episode. Friday episode is the best and worst plays for that week. The 5 guys that you should have in your lineups at every position. The 5 guys that you should not have or at least be aware of. If I can't find certain players, like one of my beware players for this week was Najee Harris, for example. So we talk about guys like him that, okay, start your studs, obviously, but this is, again, something that you should really beware of if you have another really good home run option that you could start over someone like him or something like that. That's kind of the premise of it. We have TikTok content coming out every single day at fresh_fantasy. I think we're up to 130 videos overall. Had some videos pop off lately. So again, There's content coming every single day. Usually 2 or 3 times a week, we break down a player that you should really be buying or a player that you should really be selling, find some advanced stats and stuff like that of why you believe or shouldn't believe. We have some must-start players every week. We do at least 1 or 2 videos and the takeaways from that given week. Lots of good stuff. I mean, I'm trying to keep up with the content machine that is Jordan Reigns, but it's definitely a tough business out here.
I've definitely slowed down a little bit, or just like shifted gears, I guess. But
it's insane. But real quick before the next question, isn't this like your 3rd or 4th year playing fantasy football?
I think it's my 6th year playing, 5th or 6th year. I've only been playing IDP. This isn't like my 3rd year playing IDP though.
That's what I mean. It's your 3rd year playing IDP.
Yep.
That's nuts.
Yeah, people act like it's so hard and it's complicated and they're intimidated by it, and I'm like, yo, you're already watching it. Like you're literally already watching it.
Maybe you're just doing this.
Yeah, it just step out, just join us, just step into the dark side. It's fun. It's fun to do all of it. All right, choose one to flex.
Oh, Gesicki, no question. Move on.
Over James Conner?
Yes.
Wow, you got some
brave. Chase Edmonds is going to play. If Chase Edmonds didn't play, I'd say James Conner, but he's going to play. Gesicki is the answer. Fire him up. Trust me.
Okay. All right.
That's my lock of the week.
He's taking Gesicki. I would, man, he's so confident. I would probably start Gesicki, but in my heart, I'd probably be starting James Conner. That's just me. All right, Joe Lopez, AB or Gibson? Definitely AB.
I'm with you. Top 24 option this week.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson. It's like, I don't know. Not like there was like things to worry about, but I mean they're kind of. I don't want to say you saw it coming, but he had like turf toe or something wrong with his foot in the off season, and he was like didn't get surgery, and it's just like I don't know. There's just some things about this year. I was like, people were very confident in him, and I was like, it's not all rainbows and butterflies out here. All right, we got one coming in from YouTube. Says Kyle Guidery probably won't be able to trade Chase Young. If he does poorly this week, should I drop him for Quinn or Hargraves? Man, that is tough. If it's redraft, you have to consider it. It sucks. It does. Now, but there's somebody will trade for him. Somebody will. You just got to hope and pray that he gets a sack today, and maybe like 2 tackles for loss. That would like save your ass because then you could get out of him, or you could at least feel more confident playing him. But I wouldn't drop him outright for Quinn or Hargraves. You might even have an offensive player you could drop instead. Farnell, Mooney, or Pittman at my wide receiver spot. That's Darnell. I'm taking Darnell. I'm like an anti-Pittman guy. So I'll always put my chips on the guy that's not Michael Pittman.
I love Michael Pittman, but
Uh-oh.
this is not a week for him.
Get out of here.
I'd start Mooney. It's not a good week. Every time you're playing the Ravens, it's just not a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, look who's throwing the football. Nothing about his situation is great. Nothing.
If you need safety this week, though, I'd definitely consider going Pittman because the target volume he's getting will result in some production. But if you need a little bit more upside or any upside at all, Mooney's definitely the answer.
Agreed.
I don't want to make you mad either, so I'll go with
I mean, I don't care. I'm fine being mad.
Hey, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
It's not my wide receiver spot. I don't have Mooney or Pittman on any team, so
Yeah.
I have better players than that.
For sure. How many of those Army sweatshirts do you have, by the way?
Huh?
Those things are sick. I don't know if you have a website that you sell them, but I would totally get them.
Need to. I have some. I need to get like my merch store set up. I mean, it just kind of takes a while to get everything in motion. I'm thinking about you doing some giveaways instead of even trying to sell them, just to get some out there, and then like on the next round do some like try to get a store set up or something. But
let me know when you do. I will absolutely buy a sweatshirt.
Excellent. They are nice. The white is pretty crisp. I like
it. God, in person, those things are nice, man.
You should have told me. I would have given you one at the expo, bro.
I don't take anything from you. You're a celebrity. You're a
whatever.
Getting a sweatshirt from you.
Oh, this guy. Whose Kool-Aid you been drinking? The problem with starting is that Edmonds plays at 4, and we still don't know if he's active or if he doesn't play. I can't play Gibson because he plays at 1.
I think you rarely ever see a guy that when they're expected to play and like they're going to play from a tweet the night before about a beat writer that they don't play. Dalvin Cook was one of the rare exceptions to that today. But I mean, I don't know, Jordan, you can speak to this a little bit, but I've seen in my lifetime, at least that's shorter than some other people's, that when guys are expected to play, they almost always play. So I wouldn't be too worried about Edmonds, but I'd look it up again. Find the beat reporter, go on Twitter, just look up Chase Edmonds. One of the top tweets will be that he's going to be active today. And if that doesn't give you confidence, start Gibson. But
I would probably start Edmonds. It's just Gibson's injury, and he just hasn't done much. I mean, it's just like nothing about Gibson's trending the right way. Even if he plays, it's like, I don't know. What do you expect? Sorry. I wish I had like more reason and like analysis behind that, but it's just like at this point it just comes down to confidence. And I would take the risk of having Edmonds over Gibson at this point. Field slander, how dare you? I'm not slandering Fields. We like Fields around here. Well enough. I mean, he's no Trey Lance, but greetings from Fuchsia, Japan. What up, Crescent Cannon? Is it a good time to start Debo, Samuel, and DJ Moore over Godwin and Allen? Worried about the tough matchups for Godwin and Allen. I would say that Allen I would probably consider sitting, but Godwin, I think he has I don't think the matchup's going to hurt him too much. I think isn't one of the primary corners for the Dolphins is out. I don't remember if it's Howard or Murphy. I need to double check that.
I think you mean Byron Jones.
Jones. I always get Byron
I
Jones and Byron Murphy
I
mixed
haven't
up.
seen anything about Xavier Howard. I actually don't know off the top of my head, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
need to check.
He's got good. You got good options all the way around. I think Keenan Allen is a good matchup this week. Again, one thing, Jordan. I don't know if you use this at all. You might not. Fantasy points. Their DFS, their Shell series has been a game changer for me this year because Wes Huber charts coverages and how well wide receivers succeed against what coverages. So there's certain guys that like have a really great matchup and he'll post, well, this guy isn't very good against cover 3 or cover 4, or whatever it is. And it's proven to be ridiculously accurate for me this year in using it. Keenan Allen's one of the guys that he said it succeeds really well against cover 4 and I think cover 6, which is primarily what the Browns play. I think Keenan Allen is a rock solid play this week because of that. And it has not let me down. If it does let you down, I'm sorry, but Keenan Allen, I'd definitely be playing at least.
All right. For whatever reason, I thought it was Allen Robinson. I don't know why my brain went that way. Yeah. I would probably. I mean, those are good options. I mean, if you can only start 2.
Yeah, still good options. If you feel scared.
The only one I would think about sitting, I guess, would be Godwin, I guess, just because there are other guys there and Brady might decide to target other people.
I agree. If it's not a Chris Godwin game, it might not be good for him.
Yeah. Curl or Clark in the DB spot. I would definitely take Clark. Curl's been up and down snaps wise. Clark hasn't, and that's just kind of an easy deciding point for me. Crescent Cannon again coming to start Damian Williams over Sanders, Jacobs, or Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Yes, and yes. Right?
Yep, I'm with you.
I might start Melvin Gordon, but that's because I stand for Melvin Gordon. So if I don't start him, who will? All right. Should I start Kirk Cousins or Trey Lance today?
Oh.
I want to start the Lance upside, but I'm unsure.
You're starting Lance for safety. He is rushing upside. Like the rush, you've seen Jalen Hurts this year. He hasn't looked that great, but he's producing every week because of the rushing floor. That's floor and upside right there. Trey Lance is the play. Anytime you get a rushing QB like that, I know George Kittle is out, but Trey Lance is the play. I mean, unless Kirk Cousins, who's like the greatest cover 1 quarterback of all time,
He's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Trey Lance is definitely the play this week.
Yeah, I would play Trey Lance. I mean, Kirk Cousins is going to have a good game. I don't doubt that, but Trey Lance he's going to have a good game too, and he could have a better game, I think. Now, it could also go completely sideways. Who knows? But I would play Lance. I would play Lance just for the drip factor almost. So, I'd start Williams over Sanders. Mixon or Emmanuel Sanders full PPR.
Sanders.
I
actually have something very interesting, and I hope I'm not wrong because I've been citing up Wes Huber. Over the last 2 seasons, Emmanuel Sanders has been a top 10 receiver against cover 2. And the Chiefs have been one of the biggest cover 2 teams in the entire NFL over the last 2 years with this defense. Mixon, very workload that we could go a million different ways this week. I know it's chalky to go Sanders, but I'm just very scared of what this Mixon workload is going to look like, and especially that he's at 100%. I just don't see any reason why they'd give him a full workload when it's seeming like he wasn't going to play for most of the season. And Emmanuel Sanders, from what the coverage thing cited, and you just call me crazy and don't start Mixon if you want to, but I think Sanders is going to go a little against the grain and go Sanders, and especially in full PPR, where he'll catch some more passes.
That's fair. I kind of agree with you there. Mixon, I mean, with his injuries, there's a lot of questions. I still would rather just go with Emmanuel Sanders.
Yep.
Chuck Clark or Kenny Moore in my DB spot. I have Kenny Moore 2 spots ahead of Chuck Clark right now in my rankings for the week. It's really a toss-up. I would probably, if push came to shove, I'd probably try to find a way to get Kenny Clark in my roster, though, because he plays against Carson Wentz, who, I mean, he hasn't been terrible this year, but, I mean, for Carson Wentz not being terrible is essentially him being good. So I'm just waiting for the bad game, which will happen today. So, Also, should I start Jesse Bates or Malcolm Jenkins? Ooh, this is kind of a tough one. Jenkins has been great. So is Jesse Bates. Honestly, this one's just going to come down, in my opinion, to your personal standing. Like, which team do you want to root for today? Do you want to root for the Saints or do you want to root for the Bengals? Because that's kind of chalky, you know. I mean, it's kind of especially they're both safeties. They've both been playing well. Jesse Bates does have the injuries coming back from, so maybe that gives him a slight ding. We got to get our man Alex out of here in like 2 minutes, y'all. So we'll answer a couple more of these and we'll send him on his way. And I'll staying around for, I don't know, another 5-10 minutes or so. So how do you feel about Jamin Davis? He was my number 1 or 2 waiver wire pickup this week, I believe, with John Bostic going down. I think you can play him comfortably as a linebacker 3 this week.
I like it.
Simmons or Hicks in the linebacker spot? Pick one. I'm going to take Simmons. I'm just going to take the younger guy, the upside. You know, nothing against Hicks. He's not been bad this year, but he hasn't been spectacular either. He's had a couple good games. Yeah, I saw him this last week for the Cowboys. Hey, what's up, Malone? It's good to see you in here every Sunday. Malone, he's in here. I would probably play him. Yeah, he's been playing well. I mean, there's, like you said, you brought it up. I saw him this last week. He popped up a couple times. He's popping off the screen. So, and this Cowboys defense is like evolving in real time. So, he's a name we need to. I'm glad that you brought up. People in this channel, you need to pay attention. If you watch that Dallas game today, pay attention to this young man.
Agreed.
So shout out Malone. Cardinals or Pittsburgh defense? I don't know, man. Come on, I don't know. Well,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, they're playing Denver.
Yeah, there you go.
They're playing Trey Lance.
Yeah, but I mean, we were so confident in Trey Lance. Remember when we were so confident in Justin Fields a couple weeks ago? He's got to be a top 10 quarterback. Lock him in. I mean, that's what we're doing right now with Trey Lance. I'm scared.
That's fair. It's Pittsburgh. Hey, it's your boys. You got a jersey back there.
No, you're right. Those are my boys. They are. Those are my dogs. Take Pittsburgh. He's right. This guy's smart. All right, we'll answer one more question, get this last one, then we'll get our man out of here. So Brittany Dugan says, should I start Pete James? I'm here because my fiance would rather watch your live stream than pay attention to me. Bruh, she got you. You've been got. Have you guys discussed Chase Edmonds? Yeah, give your little Chase Edmonds spiel real quick one more time before you get out of here.
Yeah, I mean Chase Edmonds with Roto Underworld, the Podfather, Matt Kelly on my live stream the other day said that Chase Edmonds is his biggest buy low in all of fantasy football right now, like his single biggest across any position. Chase Edmonds has averaged, I think, 17.5 touches over the last 2 games at least. He's had at least 13 touches every single game so far. He's had at least 4 targets with 5+ targets in 3 out of 4 games so far. He's been really good. He's averaging 5.5 yards a carry. He's getting the work done in PPR. He has double-digit fantasy points in at least half PPR in all 4 games so far. He is the safety option. I'm a big fan of Chase Edmonds, and I love what he's doing. Also, I think the next question before I get out of here, Melvin Gordon is active this week. So,
boom, yeah. Melvin active. All right, Alex, it's been dope hanging out with you. Tell Tristan what's up.
We'll do.
Tell him I wish you could have been here. Tell your dad I said what's up. Hopefully we can have you back on. Maybe, I mean, we got another dozen weeks of this season before it's over, so maybe we'll get you back on here before it's all said and done.
If you'd be willing to have me, I would absolutely love to come back. Love getting to hang out with you today. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Caruso, check out his podcast. I'll make sure to put a link in the description of this later on for you.
You know what the podcast name is?
Fresh Fantasy or Fantasy Fresh. It's one of those two.
You want to take a guess real quick?
It's Fantasy Fresh.
It's Fresh Fantasy.
Dang it.
All right, man. Have a good one. Thank you so much.
Later, bud. All right, guys. You're just stuck with me now. Do go check out Alex's pod, though. It is really good. He is it's an interview kind of style podcast, which, you know, those come and go, I feel like, but his is really good. He's got a lot of good people. He has thoughtful, insightful questions he asks. He had me on, so he's got to be a smart guy, right? Put this chair up a bit. All right. I'll answer a few more of these questions we got coming in, y'all. Appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I guess I can take that goofy thing off of there. All right, Chase Young or Robert Quinn at the DE spot. Man, I'm taking Robert Quinn this week. You know, I mean, Chase, well, okay, my rankings probably don't actually reflect that. So before you attack me, but I mean, Robert Quinn is just, he's on a roll. We've seen him be a high level, finisher in IDP, in real football, just in everything. And if you look at some of his metrics on his pass rush win rate, his double team win rate, he's playing lights out. He's one of the better pass rushers in the NFL. ATM. So I'm actually looking here at my rankings. I don't see him. I need to go get this sorted out before they lock. So I'm trying to win. All right, scroll up. I got Robert Quinn at 27, it looks like. Chase Young at 16. I'm probably going to bring Quinn up before my final rankings go through. So I'm fine. Yeah, I'd be fine playing Quinn over Chase Young this week. Real talk. All right, Byard or Adderley at the safety spot. All right, so Adderley's been playing really good. He's been having some really high tackle numbers, kind of efficient, but I mean, you can't hold it against him. Staley likes him. He's on the field constantly. So I'm going to take Adderley. Bernard. I think that means Byard. But I mean, nothing, no shade at Byard, but Adderley's just been, he's been doing the right things. He was one of my breakout candidates. If you guys watched any of the sleeper videos that I posted, like the month before the season started out, I posted 3 videos. Each one had 7 IDP sleepers in it, and he was one of the guys that I said would potentially have a really good year this year. He is proving that to be the case. What we get here? We get a little touchdown for the old jet skis. You all doing some stuff out here, Jamison Crowder. Nice. All right, I got Zach Wilson on a couple of dynasty teams, and I would like to see him be better than he's been. So, guys, gals, you got any more questions? Get them in here for me. I'll chill here for a little while longer, I guess. I guess I'll take this off. What game are you guys most excited to watch today? Besides the Sunday night game? Probably that 49ers game, I would imagine. That is going to be a fun game. Trey Lance, Trey Sermon, guys, come on. Bring it home. The cup is coming home. Anybody out there watch or listen to Binge Mode, the podcast Binge Mode from The Ringer? It's good. Listen to it. Of course, the Saints. Ew, gross. Ugh, why would you want to do that? My guy. I will say Saints fans are, I mean, they love their Saints. I've been to a Saints game. For all the hate that I actually throw out at the Saints, they're one of the few NFL teams I've seen play in real life. It's actually an incredible game. It was basically a transcendent spiritual religious experience. I've likened it to eating acid, or like going to church, like when you're a kid and you're super impressionable. Like you're in the dome. We were in the dome and went to overtime. It was the Redskins led by Kirk Cousins versus the Saints. It was Alvin Kamara's rookie year. We sat down near the end zone. It was me and my buddy. We went on downtown New Orleans the night before. It was wild. Went to this game. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, it was insane. They scored so many points. Kirk Cousins took into overtime. Chris Thompson had big plays. Mark Ingram had big plays. Alvin Kamara jumped into the stands like right down below us. You know, if you guys remember who what is that tight end that the Ballers used to talk about all the time. He got like wasn't Willie Snead. Oh my gosh, Kobe Fleener. He had like a 90-yard, like basically he was the entire Saints overtime drive that took them to win that game. He got concussed in that game. I don't think he ever played again, but it was crazy. Go look it up. Kirk Cousins almost beat him there. Then he ended up beating him in the postseason with the Vikings, but that's for another day. Should I drop Byard to pick up Jaron Curse? Now, this is an interesting question. It's on the table. Curse has been playing really well. He's been. I have my eye on him. He's not. I don't think he's gonna ever pop. But I mean, I'm open to it. I'm not gonna say do or don't. I mean, when you're getting into these, defensive back threes, a lot of that, these aren't guys necessarily that you're building your team around. They're kind of just puzzle pieces that you're putting in. So I'm open to it. If Byard isn't really suiting your fancy, and it seems like, if you have Adderley, from your former question here, I mean, Adderley's the guy you really want anyway. So you're just looking for your backup now. How's this old Jets game going anyway, man? 17-20. Huh. I gotta check, see what kind of points my man Quincy and Quentin Williams putting up. Oh, you gonna air it out, Big Matt Ryan. Oh, look, Kyle Pitts. Told you. I know. You told us. Kyle Pitts is good. You told us. You tried to tell us. Kyle Pitts is gonna break out. You said it. Oh, come on. Sleeper is amazing, but it's still not a perfect app. Y'all got any more questions? Hit me up. If not, I'm going to probably get out of here. Make sure my lineups are all squared away for the season. Just double checking what old Big Q's doing right now. Big Q, you only got 2 tackles right now, man. Big Q, what you doing, dog? All right, let's see how Kyle Pitts is doing point-wise in my tight end premium league where I have him. Oh, 9 of 10 for 119 yards and a touchdown and a 30-plus yard reception. I'll take it. You told us. You told me. Kyle Pitts, as advertised. I heard it here last. Young Wei Koo get me 10 points. All right, got a few questions rolling in now. Hollywood or Damian Williams? Man, you got to just ride the hot hand with Hollywood. That's coming from someone who's had him on the bench for like 3 or 4 weeks now. Don't be me. Be better than me. Nasir Salhudun. Be better than me. We play a 2 QB league, so I started Matt Ryan. Nice. How's old Matt Ryan doing? He scored. I saw he had some points in the first quarter, but I mean, they haven't really scored since then, have they? You guys like my pineapple? You like my pineapple? My wife got that for me. She's real sweet. Matt Ryan out here carving them up. What do you guys think OBJ is going to do today? I'm thinking about playing him over. I'm thinking about playing Chase Claypool over him. And by thinking about it, I mean I am. But I only have OBJ in one league. This is the first time I've ever had him. I've only ever started him once last week. Wasn't a big fan. Actually, wait. I think I started him 2 weeks ago as well. Might have been an accident. All right, Matt Ryan. Oh, Cordell Patterson. So explosive. He's the most explosive player in the league. Yes. Oh, bomber. Sat Pitts for Schultz. Oh, bomber. Come on, man. Hopefully you still win. It won't feel as satisfying, but hopefully you still win. Yo, Cordell Patterson, like for real though. How has this guy not been getting like fucking 15 targets a game his whole career? 15 touches a game. Like, what is going on? Like he looks good. I mean, he catches the ball, he runs the ball, he's got good routes, he's got good breaks, got good hands. I mean, why is it taking him to be 30 years old and on a first-time head coach's team to like get used? If I was him, I'd be pissed. I mean, I'm sure he's just happy to be playing, but I'd be pissed. I'm like, yo, I could have been doing all this shit for years. All of it. Look, they just threw him another fucking ball. He's about to fucking score a touchdown. Not really. He got close. But I mean, he can play every position. He's been getting like 10 snaps a game. Oh, I'm so confused. Nothing makes sense in football. Or like John Franklin Meyer. He got cut from the Rams. Now he just got like a $55 million contract with the Jets. Like, where's the disconnect here? Like, how is the hive mind so in tune but so obtuse and like out of sync? Wild. I'd really like Atlanta to win this game. They're down 3, 224. Cordell Patterson, 114 yards. I mean, who's more valuable to the offense, Cordell Patterson or Kyle Pitts? It's Kyle Pitts, probably. They're just going to run it. They're going to make you use your last timeouts. Yeah, they got Mike Davis in there. Yep. They're running it. Handoff, Mike Davis. Churn. He's in. They threw a flag, though. Probably fucking offensive holding or some dumb shit. All right, y'all. I guess I'm going to shut the stream down. Shane, it really does mean a lot that I got that first super chat in today. Appreciate you, dude. You've been rocking with the IDP Army for a long time. Hopefully we've helped you win some stuff. We appreciate you being part of the community, my guy. Everybody else is still hanging out. We appreciate you as well. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to the channel, do that. Next week, I'm not sure who I have on it. Maybe Billy. It may be Duchesne's. There's other people. It may just be me. I don't know. But week 5, make sure you go set your lineups. Guys and gals, make sure you check your inactives. You probably already think you have, but it doesn't hurt to do a clean sweep right before kickoff. And just good luck. Hopefully we'll go out and get some wins this week, have some fun, win a little money if you're playing on Underdog, if you're playing on DK, FanDuel, wherever. If you got any prop bets out, good luck. I hope the fantasy gods favor you today. So I'm out of here, y'all. I will see you tomorrow for the Waiver Wire show. And next week, the content machine continues.